Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I am the Y2K collector and I'm back. I have a video, and this is a video that I wanted to do because I started collecting for the Vita earlier in the year. And I had always had my eye on the Vita because, you know, I knew that I never wanted to get a PS3. When it came to the consoles that I was purchasing at the time, I never really wanted to go beyond like the PS2 era. So if it was a console that came out after the PS2 era, I really wasn't trying to buy the console or collect for it, you know, hence the whole Y2K collector. I really like the consoles that we saw come out between, say, 96 and probably 2001, maybe around there, because I think the Dreamcast came out in 1999. I can't remember. I think the PlayStation 2 came out in 1999 as well. So it was really around the 2000s when I kind of like fell off gaming, like the 2001 2002ish, but actually maybe a little later, maybe around 2003, but I'm babbling now, right? So let me get to the point. The point is that because I never really purchased like the PS3, there were a bunch of games that I missed, and the Vita was a great place for me to go and experience some of those games that came out on the PlayStation 3, because a lot of those games have come out on the PS Vita, or a version of that game has come out on the PS Vita. And the PS Vita also represents that time period, where you could play those PS3 games on a handheld console. So for me, it was an opportunity to go back and kind of kill two birds with one stone. And there were about 30 games that made owning a PS Vita worthwhile for me. So I'm going to go through those games, and I'm going to go through them quickly because they're 30 games. So let's just dive right in. And I'm going to start off with just some straight Vita titles, right? So first one up is going to be Neptunia U. This is straight from Idea Factory. This is like an open world hack and slash type of game, and this is right up my alley in terms of games that I like to play, so I know I wanted to get that. Right, next up is a game that falls into a similar genre. You all know about this one, Toukiden. Right, so this falls right into that category. If you've watched any Vita videos, you'll know, again, this is a Dynasty Warriors type of game. And then you also have part 2 of that game, which is a game that I wanted to have. I was a big Dynasty Warriors fan, and even though I didn't own a PS3, I did have a friend who had a PS3, and I remember playing Dynasty Warriors on that game, on that system, and I had a ton of time. I put a lot of hours into that one summer. All right, next up is another game that falls right into that same category, right? So you're going to see a trend. Hack and slash, open world type of game. This is Fate Extella Umbral Star rather. So I think I also have Fate Extella Link for the Nintendo Switch. These are just my types of games. Keeping that train going, you also have Ragnarok Odyssey. So this is kind of like, I said this in another video, this is more so like a poor man's Monster Hunter Rise. Even though I shouldn't say that, this is just its own type of game, but it has that whole Monster Hunter feel to it, like an action 3D open world RPG type game. Then I thought this was really cool, and I think this also came out, this is one of those games that I believe only came out on the PS3. So Street Fighter versus Tekken, I had always wondered what that would be like, and the Vita offers me the opportunity to experience it. So this is another game that really made me want to get the system. Another one, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate, right? So I'm much more of a fan of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. In fact, hang on, I think I can see here. And I'm only doing this because it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But anyone who's a Marvel vs. Capcom fan, you know that this is the Marvel vs. Capcom to play. This is the one you stayed up all night mastering air combos, trying to link combos, trying to figure out the glitches for infinite combos. I mean, you name it. This is the game that I think a lot of folks to this day still study. And just the fighting in this game is so fluid, it's so amazing. The graphics, the music. This hands down has to be top 3, if not the best 2D fighting game. So, and I'm a huge fan of Marvel vs. Capcom. I've entered tournaments for that game, and just had to pause right there. But yeah, so I had to pick this up. It's not the same, but it's still fun. still fun. All right, next up, I've talked this game to death, won't take up too much time. Gravity Rush. This really made me get the Vita. Had to get it. And when I played it, it was a ton of fun. Okay, I'm going to do these in a kind of 2-for-1 here. So Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Plus. I believe this is coming out on the Switch, but I don't think those versions of these two games give you all of the raw blood, you know, the gore, all that stuff. I think those are toned down versions of these games. I could be wrong, but as you see the blaring M there, yeah, these were the real deal. So I wanted to check that out. All right, Uncharted. Wanted to check this out. Graphics look great, man. On a handheld, had to get it. Batman. I remember playing Batman games on the Game Boy, and I saw this was like a side-scrolling, but like a 3D or 2.5D weird type of. It's like side-scrolling, but it has like 3D elements. It's cool, man. It's like a cool beat 'em up. All right. And then you have Muramasa, Demon Blade. I have Demon Blade for the Nintendo Wii as well. I like these types of games. Vanillaware, 2D, you know, side-scrolling type of hack and slash beat 'em up stuff. That's just me. Action all day. Retro City Rampage. Had this on the Vita, but I wanted to get it for the Switch. I just wanted to have a full library for myself of games that I like to play, and the copy that I have for the Switch is open, so this offered me a sealed opportunity if you care about that type of stuff. All right, Shinobito 2, again, hack and slash, more mature, but this is definitely up my alley, and I wanted to check this out. Made me a buyer of the Vita. Soul Sacrifice, again, hack and slash, you all know about this. You've probably seen a ton of videos on Soul Sacrifice. Tokyo Xanadu, another type of open world 3D hack and slash type game, just has some different fighting elements. Pretty cool. All these games are like the same format. They just have their own unique fighting elements and bosses and systems that make them cool. It's almost like putting together a new jigsaw puzzle. Yeah. Grand Kingdom, a Vanillaware type game, side-scroller side-scrolling hack and slash type game. Again, we have another one just like it. Dragon's Crown, Atlas game, same kind of feel as Demon Blade and Grand Kingdom. A lot of these games feel the same. Then this was a game that I caught. Whoa, these games are falling everywhere. This is a game that I caught right before everything shot up. Lost Dimension. I think I was the last person in that store to buy it for $39. Now I think it's like $120. Again, if you care about that type of stuff. But that was another big reason why I wanted to jump on the Vita games, because I knew they were going to shoot up, and I didn't want to have to pay a super premium once I decided to play them down the road. Ease. Everybody knows about that. That's for the Vita. I'm not even gonna spend too much time there. I'm just try to keep these videos as short as I can. All right, and I think we went through a lot of those type games. Now I'm gonna jump into some imports, some of the imports that made me want to get a Vita. And you know, a lot of this was just done by me doing my own research. I know the type of games that I like to play, so I did my research in here. Uppers, 3D beat 'em up type game, and this is one that I knew that I would want to check out or play later on down the line. This is a cool import, not expensive, about $20 on that. That's the other thing. A lot of these games are great and they're cheap. Here you got an action game, right? So Sumion rather, and this is one where you control the game using the touch screen. So it's action ninja game. You can do your movements just touching the screen. So a very unique playing experience, which I thought was great. Here's a unique one, and this is part of reminds me of another Dreamcast game, which I think I have, and I actually do, but we're going to put this one up here. So this is like Sword of the Berserk, and this is another game within that series, and anyone who's a big Dreamcast, if you were into the Dreamcast, you probably played Sword of the Berserk, and that's this game. So, and this is a very cool open world hack and slash game for the Dreamcast. We didn't get many games like this on the Dreamcast, but this was a cool one. And I just remember being at my friend's house and watching them play this, and definitely had to add it back into the collection. Yeah, Sword of the Berserk, man. Good times. High school. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, Sword of the Berserk. This is the import version. That's another import there. Then this is Excel World and Sword Art Online. This also came out for the Switch, but I think I had it on either I'd purchased these right around the same time, but this wasn't expensive at all. So again, these are all like around $20. So wanted to get that open world hack and slash type game. And then I recently spoke about this import, Dear God. I mean, this is like a cool action 2D side scrolling, but you're a deer. You literally play as a deer. So I'm really excited to check this one out and see what it's about. And then you have talked this game so many times, so many videos. Metal Max Xeno. This is a very interesting looking game. Still haven't gotten to get into it. Don't even know if I will break it open. I may see if there's like an English version that I can download online, because this game has gone up since I've gotten it. So if I can get it online for $5, why not? Okay. So now we're going to just jump real quickly into some limited run games. And then hopefully if we have time, we can dive into some limited editions. But let's jump into the limited run games that maybe want to get a Vita. First up is Phantom Breaker. I haven't seen this come out for the Switch yet. Don't know if it will come out for the Switch, but I saw it available for the Vita, and I love a good 2D beat 'em up game. So wanted to get that. Has Scott Pilgrim feels to it. Bastion was a really cool game on this was a game that I actually played on the, did I say Wii? Sorry, Switch, rather. I probably have said Wii this whole video. If I've said Wii, I meant Switch. So this is a game that I actually played on the Switch before, and this was a pretty fun game, but I don't think there was a physical copy on the Switch. So this was one that I knew I was going to need to get for the Vita. And this is a really cool game. It's funny. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's cool. It's like kind of like Hades. At least the gameplay feels like Hades. Aqua City DX. This is a shmup. If you follow the channel, you know I love my shmups. Croiler Sigma. I hope I'm saying that right, but this is kind of like a arena-based, like hack and slash type game. Haven't dove into it yet, but this was, I believe, a limited run game as well. Most of these are either limited run or strictly limited. Here we have another limited run, Skyforce Anniversary, shmup. Love my shmups. Then you have a really interesting one. I can't wait to dive into this one. This one's by Strictly Limited though, Gundamoniums. This is looking great. Can't wait to dive into that. Then you have Vasar Collection. This is also strictly limited, I believe. Yep, I have this on the Switch as well. An interesting 2D game, Bunny Must Die. Right, so Chelsea and the Seven Devils. This looks like one of those kind of like definitely Japanese type of game here that based, but they have an import here by Strictly Limited, and it looks really fun. So definitely interested in checking that out. Darius Burst. There's so many versions of this. You can get this in so many ways, but I guess if you wanted to get the standalone product on the Vita, like me, I went and jumped at it. Just because I'm a fan of shmups. I'm just a shmup collector, so that's why I would do something like that. Then you have Soldner X2, again, shmup. I love me some shmups, and there are a lot of cool ones on the Vita. So, and limited run brought a lot of them to us. Okay, then you have Robbie Ribby, again, kind of like a 2D side-scrolling game, kind of like a beat 'em up or a platforming game rather. So Robbie Ribby was one I had to check out. And I have another cool platformer, Spelunky. Jumped on this. Glad I did. Again, it's another one of those Vita games that's just gone up, man. And I'm not even buying them necessarily to save them. I'm just buying them because I know if I don't buy them now, it's going to be an arm, or at the time, I knew if I didn't buy them then, they'd have been an arm and a leg. Then we have here Damascus Gear. Operation Tokyo. I believe I also have Operation Osaka. I just haven't been able to find it. And then I got another shmup here, Super Hydora. Kind of more of an old school looking shmup, but cool one, man. Love me some shmups there. And then the Blob. Blobs Attack, right? So this was one that I just wanted to check out. This one is not usually my cup of tea, but it looked obscure and it was a good looking game. So I went ahead and checked it out. And sometimes I'll do that. I do like when games put effort into the artwork, or they give you a manual. All that stuff is pretty cool. All right, let's jump real quick into some limited editions, and then I'll let you all enjoy the rest of your day. If you're still around, thanks for hanging around. All right, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, but I believe that this is pronounced Utu Warinurumono. Yeah, I butchered that. But this was a really cool looking game that I wanted to check out, limited edition, more like an open world hack and slash beat 'em up type game, Atlas game. You know, Atlas delivers. So check that out. This one is a kind of recent release, East Asia Soft, Takotan. It's kind of a unique take on a shmup. Then you have Habroxia 2, another shmup for the Vita. Then you have I believe that's Easy Striker. Yeah, PS Vita. So a lot of these, when I saw them, I was just like, okay, good looking shmup, I'll grab it. You know, most of these $39, $29. Then we have a Mega Man clone right here, Metagal. Pretty cool one there. Whoops. Trying to move right along real quickly here. Then you have Awesome P. Kind of like Blobs Attack. This is just like an obscure one that kind of caught my eye. It reminded me of a game you would see like on a Game Boy. So grab that. Then we picked up Chasm, right? So this is just a really cool, this one's gotten even more popular, but this is a 2D side-scrolling platforming game. And then that one kind of feels like Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. And then last but not least, you have Astro Kitty, Aqua Kitty, the limited edition version. This is the Astro version. So this is another shmup for you. So those are around the 30 games that made it all worthwhile for me in getting the Vita. I'd be interested to know why you got a Vita. Let me know. I am the Y2K Collector. Thank you for checking me out. Have a good one.